Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. Man, fuck poverty. Get this money, man. Fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy the Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil in the house.
And I'm Leroy. So what's going on, Phil?
Not much. Baby's sick right now, so we've been dealing with a lot of stuff with that.
The baby sick with what? Cold?
Yeah, she started going to pre-K and got sick. You know how every kid down there is snotty and messed up.
And they're not supposed to be bringing the kid if they sick, but they still bring the kid
exactly.
Hey, look, it happens all the time. Adults do it, so you know they're going to send their kid there.
Well, when I said something about that at work, the girls at work was defending. It was like, well, you know, these moms got to go to work and they don't really have a choice. Like, yeah, okay.
Why you say yeah, okay?
Because that's still your responsibility. You're not supposed to be spreading your germs to other kids. Keep that kid home.
That's true. But before we go on, let's give a shout out to our Philadelphia Phillies who make it to the National League Championship Series after defeating the Atlanta Braves 8-3 yesterday. So props to them. And won't you give a on-air props to your boy Bryce Harper?
I'm gonna give a props to the Phillies for making it to the NLCS. It's about damn time. Good job.
Oh, Bryce Harper's not included, huh? Oh, he's included, but you're not gonna single him out.
Why should I?
You singing him out yesterday on the text messages.
I threw him a shout out and you want to talk trash.
So this was the upsets of upsets because
you ain't lying.
The Phillies barely made it into the wild card, and Braves won 100 games this season, and they were defending World Series champs. Phillies should have even never made past the wild card, number one, because they were like the 6th seed, and the Atlanta should have blown them out, but hey, look, it's pretty much what we were. Yeah, that too, but it's pretty much what we were talking about when we did the start of the season with it was the Eagles. The Phillies got a lot of offense. They can score runs, but if they can just hold down the pitching, they'll be able to win some games. Just like Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola's record is horrible, but that's not all his fault. Because it wasn't like he was stinking up the joint. It's just that at that time the Phillies weren't scoring when he was pitching, or they'll be losing when he was pitching. Then they'll come back and win, and the other pitcher gets the win, and not him. So his record is like horrible. I think it's like 12-13 or something like that. But he's a good pitcher, and if the offense can score runs, they can win.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much what happened in the Atlanta series. The pitchers were pitching good. They pitched good yesterday. And they pitched good on Friday, or was that Thursday?
I think it was might have been Thursday.
Yeah, they pitched good. Yeah, it was a Thursday because
and Bryce Harper also showed up with that bat.
Oh, here we go with this one. So they're facing the Padres on Tuesday. The game starts, if I'm not mistaken. So props to them. Maybe we can get into the World Series. Viral video of the week. Here's Coach Deion Sanders with JTV reporter Rob J. This was a viral video of the week where people were talking about code switching here. Mm-hmm. So here's an interview. It's a remark before the interview started between Coach Prime and Rob J.
Now is Jackson State head football coach, Coach Prime. Coach, how you feeling today?
No, straight up.
I always ask how you feeling.
You was not talking like that just 2 minutes ago. Can you do the interview? Can you come in like you normally sound?
I just want to be clear and concise.
And professional?
Yes, sir.
So being you is not professional?
Well, I mean, I can't say it was a co. I can't do that.
I ain't asked you to do that. I just want you to be you.
Yeah, you idiot. He didn't say talk slang or anything. This is where people are getting this all mixed up.
Right.
Well, let me continue on.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right. Let me start over.
Right.
All right. Joining me is Jackson State Coach Prime. Is that the same?
Dog, it's the same.
You idiot. You're doing it again when he just told you not to.
Like, just be you. Just try your best to be you.
Okay. All right. I thought I was doing that. But anyway, I want to just ask you, you feeling okay?
See, like if I say, man, what's up, Rob J? That's me. What's up, Rob J? You know the difference? Did you see the difference? That's what you do. And I don't know who you trying to please out there, but I just want you to try your best to be you.
Okay. All right. How you feeling today?
Much better. I feel good. Good.
So what happened is, well, people went up in arms about this little video they sent out on Twitter. They always do a reporting thing. I guess they have a show together when he asks Deion questions and all that stuff. So it's not like this is somebody he don't know or whatever.
Right.
So they all have interviews with each other. But Deion Sanders was absolutely right. And the idiots was on Twitter was talking about how he was wrong, he was unprofessional. He was giving him some game. Do people forget that he was a damn on TV? Deion Sanders was on TV. I think that was on CBS. I think he used to do was reporting on CBS, if I'm not mistaken. One of those channels.
Right.
So he was trying to give him some game to be yourself. And no, he didn't tell you to come on there and start talking like a damn mush mouth. All that extra, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on, coach? That's what he was talking about. He ain't talking about coming in here talking slang, anything like that. And people just talk about, oh, that wasn't professional. That he could have just pulled him to the side and did it. Well, first of all, who hell released this video? It must have been the school that released the video because the questions didn't start yet. They could have easily just edited that out and just had him answering the questions. So yeah, that was ridiculous. So you said that made your day, huh?
Yeah, I was cracking the fuck up.
Why is that?
It was just funny. And then the expressions my man make looking at the camera. Like, why are you looking at us?
He's like, oh shit, he got me. Hey, coach, what's going on?
Yeah, that was funny.
Right. All right, here's our girl, Nury Martinez, destroying the Black and Brown Alliance. We got Nury Martinez, Los Angeles Council President, well, former president. 2 Latino council members, Gil Cedillo and Kevin DeLoyne, and labor leader Ron Herrera were recorded making racist inner-city remarks about blacks, indigenous, Armenian, Jewish, and gay people in the city, including fellow council members. Here's the report. And here's her. They went all across the board, so you can't say they was racist.
LA City Council controversy, a shocking secret recording allegedly between council members making racist remarks about a fellow member's own son. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ross Palumbo.
And I'm Leslie Marin. One of the people allegedly recorded is the council's own president, Nury Martinez.
And already tonight, she is responding with an apology. But despite that, there are already calls for her to resign.
So you'll start seeing them line up.
Shocking audio recordings posted on Knock LA.
Nury Martinez.
Allegedly catching LA City Council's first Latina president using foul language, making racially charged statements and slurs. The most striking comments surrounding Councilman Mike Bonin's 2-year-old son.
This white guy with the little black kid.
Martinez saying the child was somehow acting inappropriately during the 2017 Kingdom Day parade.
I was like, this kid is a beat down. Like, let me take him around the corner and then I'll bring him back. There's nothing you can do to control him. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Referring to a
Now that part right there was more disturbing. First of all, the kid is 2 years old, and what 2-year-old kid ain't running around acting like a chicken with the head cut off? He's 2, and what type of beatdown are you going to give a 2-year-old kid? Is what we always talk about how they always mentioning beating. Some people would say black kids, but I'm just going to say black boys.
Yeah, black men, black boys. Yeah.
Yes, they always talk about beating black boys, and that kid need his ass whooped and all that stuff. He's 2 years old. What kind of whooping are you going to give a 2-year-old? What every 2-year-old is rambunctious. And she was talking about how he was going to, they was on the float, and I guess he was running around on the float acting like a 2-year-old. And she was saying that he was on the verge of knocking the float down. How the hell was he going to knock the float down and he's 2? Does he weigh as much as Shaq or something? Where he running around and just knocking the float down? It's ridiculous. Yeah, a lot of people got this thing. Well, black people do too. They got this thing where beating black boys is like something to do or something. Well, if they acting up, we'll just beat them or something like that. The same thing. Remember when that lady was in school when she was beating her son? Was she beating him with a belt? She was beating him with a belt, and the teachers was standing there and wouldn't say anything.
And then she was all on every TV show getting praise.
No, not her.
Oh, not that one?
You talking about the one when they was protesting in Baltimore. That was a big kid. He was like damn 15. And she went up there and beat him, and they was giving. No, I'm talking about the one. She was in school. This had to be about 2-3 years ago. She was in school and she was calling him all type of bitches and bastards and all this stuff, and she was beating him with a belt, and the teachers were just standing there looking at her. And then she was going on, she went on to Facebook saying that, yeah, she did the right thing. I felt as though I did the right thing and all that stuff. And they was coming down on her. Whenever we do this again with the news articles, I'm going to see if I can find it. But this was like about 2-3 years ago. Here we go.
2-year-old black child as a monkey has no place in American politics today.
Pomona College political professor Sarah Sadwani saying it is flat out wrong.
Clearly, are racist comments. There's no other way to look at that.
Martinez allegedly making the comments during a redistricting meeting with 3 other Latinos, LA Labor Federation President Ron Herrera, council members Kevin De León and Gil Cedillo. The LA Times is also reporting that De León referred to Bonin as a 4th black member of city council. Cedillo is also heard on the excerpts posted on Knock LA speaking about Koreatown.
Yeah, let's go K-Town.
Yes. I see a lot of little short, dark people.
Yeah, puro Oaxacan.
Here's a Mexican woman.
Damn, short, dark.
Here's a Mexican woman talking about a Korean as short, dark people. Like, what are you?
I'm Korean.
Why you laugh? Go ahead, you got something?
She's funny. No, I ain't got nothing to add.
Not even like Kevin, little one.
Although CBS 2 has not independently confirmed the audio's authenticity, at least 2 other people heard on the recordings.
And she's dark hair, a typical Mexican ethnic background, and she's gonna call somebody else dark little people.
Right.
Like, I mean, well, I'm just gonna go out and say it. You know, it's they know how to appropriate when they get here. You know what I mean? And you know, they think. I assume she thinks she's white if she's talking shit about calling Koreans dark. And are Koreans dark anyway, or is that the sun? Is LA Koreans darker than regular Koreans?
I have no idea. I mean, they got a little tan to them. It ain't no dark.
Not denying their validity. Councilman De León saying there were comments made in the context of this meeting that are wholly inappropriate, and I regret appearing to condone and even contribute to certain insensitive comments made about a colleague and his family in private. I've reached out to that colleague personally. And Council President Martinez saying, in a moment of intense frustration and anger, I let the situation get the best of me, and I hold myself accountable for these comments. For that, I am sorry.
Is an apology enough at this point?
You know, she is the president of the LA City Council. She sets the standard for decorum of the entire city council. So I find it really problematic this kind of language would come from her.
After that language was directed at his son, Councilman Bonin, tonight saying, we are appalled, angry, and absolutely disgusted that Nury Martinez attacked our son with horrific racist slurs. It's vile, abhorrent, and utterly disgraceful. The city council needs to remove her as council president immediately, and she needs to resign from office.
Should she resign?
You know, that is something that I think she's going to have to take up. But I
please, that woman is not going to give up no damn power like that.
I think certainly
she resigned as president, but she's not going to resign from the council.
There's no place for this in LA city politics.
Well, Professor Sadwani also points out the entire conversation was centered around redistricting in the city and shifting political lines while involving race. Neither Cedillo nor Herrera, by the way, have responded.
So what they were saying is they were doing some redistricting, and the reason why she brought up the racial stuff, oh well, he's with the blacks and about Koreatown, is because I guess when they would want to do the restructuring, I guess there was a vote on what side get what, and that's why she was talking about the race stuff. But my thing is, who in the hell was recording it?
Good question.
Right. Who in the world stuck at recorded? Was it one of those guys that was it the Latino labor? I'm thinking he did it. The Latino labor leader.
Somebody want that spot.
Right. I don't know why the world Latino. You need a Latino labor leader. Why can't you just have a labor leader? So do the blacks got one too? That mean you laughing because that must mean no. All right, Philip, we going to one of our favorite states, Florida, Broward County, Florida. Deputies detained 2 men in connection to an armed robbery. Now, it ain't about the police report. I mean, about this report about this crime. Listen to what the mom says coming to the scene. Here's the report.
Lauderdale Lakes, there is a large police presence scene after reports of a chase.
Police surrounding a car there. Let's get right to local 10's Sanella Savovic live on the scene with the breaking details. Sanella.
Well, this scene cleared roughly a few moments ago, but this all began earlier this afternoon, roughly around 12:30 or so, when deputies received a call for a possible armed robbery. They have detained 2 men now for questioning.
There was 2 detained and probably 20 cops.
A large scene unfolding in unincorporated Broward County near Lauderdale Lakes. BSO investigators say they received a call for a possible armed robbery shortly after 12:30 that occurred along the 4800 block of Northwest 24th Court in Lauderdale Lakes. They followed a blue car they believe was involved, lost it before finding it again along Sunrise Boulevard.
There was cops chasing them down Sunrise Boulevard. They turned them in with 28 and they hit them, the pit move and spun them out. And there was 2 guys in the car. They got them out later.
Deputies detained 2 men, one in a black hoodie and another in a white shirt. A mother for one of the suspects arrived on scene here trying to figure out what happened.
If I'm talking in the mom perspective, that's not my son. You know what I'm saying? Because
if she's talking in a mom perspective, that's not my son.
He does a lot of things as teenagers do, but he's not nobody to rob.
He does a whole bunch of hood shit, but he just went too far right here.
And that mother identified her son as 18-year-old Kanye Eugene. Again, he and another man.
Goddamn, she like Kanye West, huh? About that 18 years ago, about that time when Kanye West came on the scene.
Were taken in for questioning. Once we get more information, we will pass it along on later editions of Local 10 News and on local10.com. For now, that's the very latest here near Lauderdale Lakes. Sanella Savovic, Local 10 News.
Sanella Savovic. I think we saw her before. Yeah, the mom was funny there. Talking in a mom perspective, that's not my son. Well, who is he, ma'am?
The laws got to change. When these minors committing all these crimes and shit, some of that blame got to go on the parents. If you're not watching your kid or responsible for your kid, then you need to be charged too.
Especially
you don't got to go to jail, but I think you should be fined, depending on what the crime is. But like something petty, like, you know what I mean? Then you should be a big fine.
Especially how these kids over here is doing crime and it's like 12, 1 o'clock.
Running into Wawas and shit like that.
Right. And you see they're closing that Wawa on Market Street.
They closing 2 downtown.
One in University City. That one in University City been there forever. And the one on Market Street been there for like what? Maybe whenever they opened up that apartment complex there is when that Wawa came there. But see, I don't think they're closing a Wawa about for them kids. Well, it has something to do with the kids, but it's not. That's not the reason.
Oh, it's definitely not. Because Wawa got too much money to be sitting there worrying about some kids running up in their shop. They'd have just put some security or had more police patrols. And something definitely inside going on.
Well, is the arena being built there still a go?
I don't know.
Well, I think that has something to do with it because the people there that want that arena there saying like, look, we can't have all these kids hanging around. You know what I mean? When people go into the game and all that stuff, and they, you know, if it's going to be a game in town, you know that side of town is going to be real crowded. Cars, people walking up and down the street, and they ain't gonna want to have them kids being up in stores acting like a bunch of lunatics. So I'm thinking that's the reason why they closing that Wawa. Cause man, that Wawa, you walk past there early in the morning, you walk past there when it's dark, any other time, there's always somebody hanging out there, like it's like a club or something, trying to get in there. So I'm thinking that's the reason. And that methadone clinic is next too. Because they're gonna get rid of that shit too. Because ain't no way in the world they're gonna have them people walking around down
Tourists
there.
and shit with money and stuff out of town.
Right. And when them guys is like rocking and rolling in the street. You be like, damn, he about to fall flat on his face. It's almost like they got superpowers and shit. They be not and never fucking fall. And the other day I seen a young black guy doing it. I'm like, that's the first time I ever seen a young black guy out there in the middle of the street rocking and rolling like that. Well, here we go. We go on to Norfolk, Virginia, where a homeowner was shot at while confronting a group of people who threw trash in his yard. Here's the report. And I think this is bullshit too. I'm gonna go out and say it.
Tonight, a Norfolk neighborhood is on edge after a homeowner was shot at while confronting a group of people who threw trash in his yard.
Norfolk police say they responded to a gunshot call around 6 p.m. on Sunday. 10 on your side's Michelle Wolf joins us tonight from the Wavy newsroom after speaking to the man and his neighborhood civic league. Michelle?
Lena and Tom, the man who did not want his name or face on camera tells us he noticed a silver sedan parked in front of his neighbor's house. He didn't recognize the vehicle or the 4 people inside. When they threw trash on his property, he went out to investigate. That's when they shot at him 4 times. In ring video shared with 10 on your side from a Camellia Acres homeowner, a series of gunshots on Deerfield Road. The homeowner running as the suspects drive away. Luckily, he wasn't hit, but says a stray bullet went through the windshield of his neighbor's Toyota Prius. We spoke with those neighbors who also didn't want to speak on camera as the suspects are still at large. The man who wanted to be kept anonymous says Camellia Acres is a quiet neighborhood off of Little Creek, and incidents like this have never happened here.
That is so disturbing to think that that's happening right here.
Lisa Steigerwald and her husband live a few houses down and serve on the neighborhood civic league.
We've just been trying to piece together video from all the different ring cameras.
Steigerwald was at a...
Yeah, I believe he's full of shit. Why was somebody just around there just happen to just throw trash? You see how it's just a regular neighborhood. Nothing like no businesses or no store or nothing like that. But all of a sudden, these people going to just drive up and throw trash in his yard. I don't believe the story there. Probably
it sounds fishy.
Right, he probably messed up some money, slept with some woman or something, and the dude tried to shoot at him, one or the other.
Friend's house when shots rang out and immediately started getting messages from folks in the neighborhood.
It was a little scary. I mean, because I think,
and then as you can see here, it ain't even no sidewalk, so nobody
they ain't walking down the street.
Right. So all of a sudden they just gonna throw trash in front of his yard. Then he come out and then they start shooting at him.
Yeah, that sounds funny.
About it, and not only do I walk around by myself or with my dogs, but one of the ladies in the neighborhood has a little girl that she normally would have been walking on that street last night at that time had she not had a late start in making her dinner.
Steigerwald told 10 on your side the community doesn't have a neighborhood watch, but this past weekend's events may be enough to encourage the neighborhood to start one.
Maybe, that's something that could be revisited again.
Now, police are looking for a newer silver Hyundai Santa Fe with Virginia tags. If you have information, you can call the crime line or submit an anonymous tip through the P3 Tips app. In the Wavy newsroom, Michelle Wolf, 10 on your side.
Yeah, that's a bullshit report there. Like all of a sudden that guy, it ain't even no sidewalk. You can't park on the side or anything like that. They just going to drive up to his house and just dump trash in front of his yard. Hey man, don't dump trash in front of my yard. And they just going to start shooting at him.
Yeah, right.
Right. At nighttime too. Yeah, he messed up on some. He's supposed to get a drug dude some money. He messed up on some money, and they tried to put a bullet in his ass, and he ran. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit, lady. Don't start that neighborhood watch because that neighborhood don't need to be watched. All right, here's your second favorite city or state we going to, Memphis, Tennessee. We got Shantae Daniels shoots at a car full of children at a Taco Bell at 2 a.m. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning and this kid's out riding the car going to Taco Bell. Here's the report.
This next story is just one example of why it's so important that we all push for a gun-safe Memphis. A woman is behind bars tonight accused of firing shots at a car full of children. WRG's Quamitra Wilborn breaks down what the victims say led.
Quamitra on TV. I tell you, boy, it's just such a
Quamitra.
Yeah, just such a good era we living in because who would ever think that it'll be a person named Quamitra on the news?
To that shooting.
Her name would have been Mary back in the day.
When you get the munchies overnight, the last thing you want to do is dodge bullets. Ollie.
And then they so funny with these little jokey jokes and shit.
Horns, who works at this Taco Bell, says that's exactly what his daughter had to do early Wednesday morning while she was also working at the fast food restaurant.
It was someone. And shout out to our brother here. Is he Mr. Horns, Ollie Horns? That sounds so damn country. Is he working hard or he just one of them sweating for nothing brothers?
Both.
Shooting at another car, something like that.
Memphis police say Shantae Daniels.
Look at that queen there.
Is responsible.
She looked like, you know, when you go in a barbershop and you know they had those pictures of people cuts on the wall and they got, she got one of them looks.
For shooting at a car full of children in the parking lot of the restaurant on Poplar Avenue near East Memphis. Memphis police were able to make the arrest so quickly because they were sitting.
Go ahead, Quamitra. Quametra. Go ahead, girl. You would have changed your name to like Mary or something to do the news. What was you about to say?
I was gonna say, what time of night was this when this happened? Why is
2 o'clock in the morning.
Then why is it a car full of kids?
That's what I was saying when we started it. Oh. Yeah, it's kids in the car at 2 o'clock in the morning going to Taco Bell.
Right across the street when it happened.
Man, yeah, it's getting
there you go.
Hand.
Look at that neck. God damn, look at my man's neck.
Officers nearby heard a gunshot and then saw Daniel's red Chevy Impala tear out of the parking lot. Several adults told police she shot at them after an argument after she allegedly almost hit the victim's vehicle.
That wasn't nothing to shoot at nobody about.
Court documents say
everybody rushing to get their Taco Bell 2 o'clock in the morning.
Daniels over and brought her back to the Taco Bell, where the victims identified her as the shooter. Police say they found a gun and a spent shell casing in her car. Records say 8 people were put in harm's way, including 4 children ranging from 1 to 8 years old. No one was injured.
In like Western days, you know, everybody got guns and they just draw them on any incident.
Daniels reportedly denies the claims, but is still charged with 8 counts of aggravated.
She denies it. She got the gun in the car, the spent shell casing. The gun had a missing shell casing, and there's a spent shell casing in the car that they just automatically just stopped at her. And she got a shell casing in the car.
Sound like an open and closed case to me. Damn, she couldn't throw the shell out in.
Exactly.
Reporting near East Memphis, Quamitra Wilborn, WREG, News Channel 3.
Daniels remains locked up on a $25,000 bond. She's due in court in 2 weeks. What's next?
Go ahead, Quamitra. Go ahead, Quamitra Wilborn. I never thought I'd see today. And shout out to Mr. Ollie Horns for sweating like a damn. Like he just played.
Old school sweat.
Yeah. Like he had to box out Shaq for 4 quarters.
But I don't understand all this government gun reform stuff. That's not going to change because the people that got these guns, these people are not licensed. The guns is not registered. So even if you make it harder for people to get guns, those are not the ones that's committing all the crimes with their legal guns.
Right. As I always tell my mom, there's enough laws that stop regular people from getting guns. If you have a domestic situation, you can't get one. If you, of course, you know, if you're a felon, you can't get one. mental something going on there mental, you're not allowed to have one. There's enough laws on the books. That's not going to stop a criminal from getting a gun.
Right. Because if you believe the people that got the license with the clean records are buying the guns and selling them, then they still have to have those guns registered and it's still traced back to them. And if they didn't file a report saying that gun was stolen, then they need to be charged. If that gun is on the streets and you didn't report it being stolen, you need to be charged.
Right. Hey, look, I say the same thing. I'm like, there's enough laws on the books for people that gets a gun. You have to go through a lot to get one. You have to go through. I think if you fail a background, if I'm not mistaken, if you go to a gun store and buy a gun, and you fail a background check, don't you have to pay for that?
The background check?
Yeah, if you fail it.
Oh, I don't know.
I think so. I think it's like $40, $50.
You probably will, because now you're wasting their time. You need to use a crook.
Right. Oh, and it was 2:45 a.m. Not that's even worse.
Yeah, I was about to say that's even worse. 2:45 and 8 kids is out on the 1-year-old.
Yep.
That kid should be in dreamland somewhere.
Exactly. So, should we comment on the Eagles and Dallas game, because the game will be over when this shows up, when people start listening to this?
It's up to you. We can do something small if you want.
Well, the Eagles are playing the Dallas Cowboys tonight at Lincoln Financial. Is a home game for us. Is Cooper Rush the real deal? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so you think the Eagles easily win this game?
It's all, I wouldn't say easy, because it's a division game, and the Cowboys are always our biggest opponent in the division. So both teams should, play hard just on principle alone. But Cooper Rush doesn't put up big numbers. He's just been winning.
Right.
So if you're not putting up big numbers, that means you're not really the reason they're winning. You're just not fucking up to be the reason they lose.
Right. So what's your final score?
I got the Eagles. Let's go 23-28.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll go with that. Did you watch Power yet?
I just watched it this morning.
Okay. Now, what are your thoughts?
The dumb shit.
That's why I start laughing.
Because for one, this smoker, he knows the brother. So if you know the brother, how come you don't know his nephew and the sister?
Right.
There's no way you can know who he is in those streets and not know that Kanan is his nephew.
First of all, like you said, they all around each other.
They always together when they in them streets.
Right. So all of a sudden he don't know. And obviously you already knew that he was gonna get off that damn bus.
Exactly. And I said the same thing. I said, why he ain't follow that bus to the highway?
Right.
Once it hit the highway, ain't no getting off. But as long as you still up and down the street, I'm like, all right, let me off at the next stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was ridiculous. And that was stupid for Famous to try to rob. After the guy told him don't do anything, he gonna get the gun from the girl and try to rob the guy. Mm-hmm. And like he don't know him. They like all in the neighborhood with each other.
The one light-skinned guy with that voice, and he don't know who you is.
Right. He just saw him in the damn pizza shop.
But I don't understand why Kanan just laid there when the landlord said, you got 2 days to get your shit and get out. Like, damn, Kanan, you staying here too now. Like, you ain't gonna speak up for him. Now right. I gotta go beg your uncle. This is your uncle. Why don't you ask your uncle and be like, yo, man, Famous about to get put in the streets. We need, you know what I mean? He's like, he's just leaving it all on Famous, and I'm just gonna lay up in your crib like you're a female or something.
And my thing is, they got shitloads of money. And like, if he said, well, Famous about to get kicked out, he need $2,000. What's $2,000 to them?
Exactly. And that's why I don't understand why he didn't step up. He just talking about, man, I give you a couple $100. Nigga, you staying here too. Like, if I'm on the streets, you're on the streets.
Right. And you don't have to barter with that guy for damn free studio time and shit. They got shitloads of money. They got money coming from everywhere. And like, well, damn. And Famous is like a damn I don't want to say son to the mom, but I mean she knows him. Let's just say he's a good family friend.
Right.
And you would think if he like fucked up and about to get kicked out, you would think she'd be like, well, here $2,000 or something like that. What's giving him $2,000 now? Shit, what's giving him $10,000?
Yeah, you got it like that.
Right.
They had a whole fucking closet full of money that the mouse was eating. So if you can let mouse eat and rats eat your money, you can get a bull some money.
Exactly.
Especially if you know he's real close to your son, and your son is standing there. So at least you know where your son is at if you need him.
Right.
Now you're just gonna put him on the streets.
Right. Like you said, the woman had told the mom that it was rats eating the money. She ain't give a shit.
Nope.
Well, shit, you could have gave like, here, look, take this 10 grand. And matter of fact, you can get y'all a better damn place. She can put him up in a damn better place.
She brought, like, early on in the show, they bought those apartments that they, sell their drugs out of or whatever, or stash or whatever. So they got stash houses all over the place. You buying this uppity suburban house, but your son and his boy ain't got nowhere to stay.
Exactly. Matter of fact, they could just well, look, we about to move out. Famous, you can take over the crib or whatever. Don't fuck my crib up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you fuck my crib up, you out of here, and don't be having anybody coming in and out my house neither.
Yeah. And I thought it was stupid that Omar Epstein just go back to the chief and be like, yo, she's still investigating my shit. Right. And when he saw her talking about that, why he don't say nothing to her? He all peeking around the corner. She's peeking around the corner. Everybody's peeking, but nobody say nothing to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been stepped to her, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Leave it alone.
Exactly. What's the to her? Anyway.
Exactly.
Now he the one that should be looking. If it wasn't
you still need the cop to say, yeah, that's him.
Right.
So no matter how much you do this case, he's just gonna say, no, that's not him.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's stupid. She need to do some police work and get off his fucking case.
Right.
And if he can't get off the case, he making phone calls to Rock so easy. Why don't he just call her and say, yo, she about to bring us down, or bring your niece down and your son. You know what I mean? You need to handle that.
Right. Well, she kind of know it anyway, because remember when she approached her in the supermarket?
Mm-hmm. Well, she knows she's snooping around, but she don't know she close. That's just like when the smoker boy was sitting there all in the prison saying all this and that. Next thing you know, Rock and them got the word on it. So you know the cop told him.
Right. So next week is the season finale and the season debut of season 2 of BMF. So I know you're going to watch both of those.
Yeah. I kind of like BMF more.
Yeah, it's less bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's less bullshit. Okay, now did you watch the season finale of the 2 parts of Fear Thy Neighbor?
No, I couldn't get it. Every time I click on it, it's the old episode. It's like somebody loaded the wrong episode or something.
Okay, well then I'll save for what I have to say until whenever we talk.
You said it's 2 parts?
Yes, I'll talk to you after this is over with.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch it, and it comes up, and it's the 2 joints that I watch it on, even on Sling. But then when I click on it, it's an old episode. It's not even the same episode.
Mm-hmm. And what about Married at First Sight?
Yeah, I watched it.
The homegirl said that he wasn't good in bed. They having marriage problems, and he still gave his damn dog away. And then he got mad.
I didn't see that part that you was talking about when she said that about him not being good in bed. I didn't see that.
When they was leaving from that retreat and they was in the car, I guess he had some type of stamina. He was talking about the stamina problems.
I did hear him say something about stamina. Yeah.
And she said something about his thrust. So you bad in bed, you having marriage problems, and you gave that damn dog away. I would have never gave that dog away. Well, first of all, if the dog isn't bad if it's attacking other dogs, there's a Petco. I'm pretty sure there's a Petco somewhere in San Diego. Why you ain't go there and get one-on-one training lessons? Tell them that the dog have a problem attacking other dogs, and they'll train the dog.
As long as it ain't biting no people,
right?
No kids.
Exactly. Hey, he starts about to cry about the dog and all.
Well, I thought it was funny that he was like, I gave my dog up, so I thought that meant something. Like, he was gonna say, yeah, you're in. And she's like, no, you know, you gave your dog up. Okay, I understand. No, what he should have did was, if your dog bit my dog, would you would have gave your dog up? Because she would have clearly said no.
No, she wouldn't have did that.
You know, exactly. And even the other girl said, I admire you giving your dog up. That was your baby. I couldn't imagine. Yeah, because you wouldn't have did it either.
No. That dog would be sitting right there. If that was her dog that bit that other dog, that dog would be sitting right there. That's her child. She loved it like her child. No, she wouldn't have gave that dog up. She would have said, well, hey, look, how about we just separate the dogs, put them in separate rooms or some shit. She'd have thought of a plan to keep them 2 dogs.
That's how they should have been anyway when they first met.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little dog following the big dog around. The big dog wasn't cool with you yet.
Exactly.
And just turned around and snipped him. Just so happened it got him in the eye. But I think it just meant like a leave me alone type snip, but it caught him in the eye. And I don't think it meant to hit him in the eye. It just wanted him to leave me alone, Jones.
Right.
You know
Well,
how dogs do.
Yeah, well, like you said before, when it first happened, the dog tried to attack the little dog one time anyway. The first time before.
Well, it didn't try to attack him, but they brought him in too fast. So then the big dog was all growling like, "Who the fuck is you?"
Right, and they should have said, "Wait, look, look, let's put this dog in the room for now, or whatever, like that," and then try to make try to bring them together a little one by one. So he growled at the dog, and then he attacked the dog. So, like, what the hell?
I'm not even a dog trainer, but I know if you put both those dogs in cages or crates, whatever they want to call them, and put them next to each other, where their gate is close, they can't bite each other, but they can sniff each other and communicate like that. In no time, they'll be cool with each other.
Right. Yeah. And our environmentalist and his wife, they're definitely not staying together.
Definitely not, because now she got the insurance, and he brought up the name and changing the name.
No, you talking about the two doctors, but you stay with the two doctors.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, finish with the two doctors.
Yeah, so she's like, well, I'm cool with keeping my name the way it is forever.
Yeah.
So
well,
now
I
you
just
got
did
the
that for
insurance.
you. I just did that for you.
She got the insurance, so now she's talking about she's cool with not changing her name.
Yeah.
He said, well, then keep it then. So you already know he ain't staying with her.
No.
And like you said, if y'all got problems that's between y'all, you shouldn't be bashing him around other people like that.
Right, because one of y'all stay together. Then it's like,
and that's how it is, yup. Now you stay together, but everybody know like your dude is a sucker because all the sucker shit you said about him.
Right, and everything she talk about him is nothing going to be good. Everything is going to be bad and shit. And they looking like, well, why you stay with him? Because such and such and blank and blank. You said he didn't did this and that or whatever. Yeah, well, the thing about her is, like I said, she's has that religious background, and she don't really have much life experiences. I think it's best for her to try to find herself before she get wrapped up in a marriage or with someone. Because the stuff he says, okay, he wants her to have his last name. That's what married people do, correct?
This new age act like they don't want to though.
So yeah, what's the issue?
They probably say stuff like maybe they feel like they're possession and I'm not your possession. I don't know.
Okay, now I'm going back to the environmentalists and first of all, if I was her, I'd be mad at the Married at First Sight people for hooking me up with a dude that's like a hardcore environmentalist.
Oh, before you get back in there, when you talk about the other two, don't call them the two doctors because I question if she's a doctor or not.
I thought she said she was a doctor.
I don't care what she said. She also said she don't got no health insurance. So what doctor you know ain't got no health insurance?
But wasn't she like not full time? Like
what hospital is going to hire you as a part-time doctor and not give you no health insurance? It sounds like bullshit to me.
If she's a physical therapist, do you
somebody is cutting them checks, and if it's a higher up, they got to give you health insurance.
Okay, see, I thought she like worked like sparingly, and that's probably why
she said she worked when she wanted to. That's bullshit. She would have, so it's funny how she kept saying like, so you don't care if I can get hit by a car tomorrow? No, you didn't care all your life because you don't have insurance. Don't put that on me.
Right.
So I question if she's really a doctor. All right, but go ahead, finish what you're saying.
Yeah, I was just saying about the environmentalist and his wife. I don't think they're going to stay together.
That's the only couple I think that might stay together.
Why?
Because I think I was just telling Shay the other day because she felt like he said she wasn't attractive.
Yeah.
Now if she stay with him, that means in her head he does find her attractive. That's what I'm thinking. And it seemed like they have a good time together. They don't really argue. The only arguments come out and issues come out when she get around other people. But when they together, she be on some chill shit.
Now, what about when he was talking about when he went to that? Was it a symposium that he went to? Was it a surfing thing? Or
it was some type of conference he had to go away for.
Yeah, and he was talking about the women and stuff there, and and it kind of like pissed her off, but she ain't say anything.
Well, she shouldn't have asked that question. She should have talked about was there any pretty girls there.
Yeah, and he said, "Oh yeah, obviously if he's surfing and them girls got on bikinis on, obviously they ain't gonna be in shape."
Right. So this is near the beach, You know what I mean? So, and they're away for the weekend. So, you know, all of them that's at this conference is going to be hitting the beach and stuff. Beaches have pretty women. It is what it is. Like, don't ask that question if you're going to get all jealous over some BS like that.
Right. Did you see 60 Days In?
Yes.
First of all, do all the women that commit crimes, are they all out of shape?
I guess so.
And are they all lesbian?
I guess so.
Every
Because you see,
there
the
is
one,
that.
the one girl that's butch, all the girls was in love with her like she was a damn hot commodity.
Right. And the only one that was in shape is the one that kept having seizures. I guess they got rid of her, or she got bonded out or something, because they don't show her anymore. She was the only one that was in shape. Everyone else is like way over shape, and they all are lesbians. They all talking about going down and all this stuff. And then how about the girl that got mad because the girl is way downstairs masturbating, and she gets so upset that she goes out of the room and start howling. I'm like, so what? What they got to do with you? She way downstairs in the corner or somewhere, and she go upstairs and see that's another one. She got a lot of mouth, but she never does anything.
Yeah, just sit around talking shit.
Yeah. And our boy Carlos. The only reason why I know his name is Carlos because he's always into some shit. He's like never like sits and chills or do anything. He's always like confrontational and always in the shit. Now they told him about the pill shit before, and he started that shit again.
Well, no, because I'm on his side, and they tried to play him when he came with all those pills the first time. They like, we don't want you trading commissary for pills. I'm trying to tell you, this is what people doing. Y'all not letting people swallow these pills. Y'all just acting like they swallow them, keeping their pills, and then trading their pills in or giving them to other people. Y'all need to do something about it. But they're like, oh no, you shouldn't be doing that and getting on him. He's not wrong. They're wrong about that because they're not making sure these people are swallowing their pills.
Well, here's the thing. Jail is a hard place. Would you take somebody's pills after they didn't have it in their mouth?
Man, Shay was just talking about that. To me, it all depends.
It depends on what?
Because shit, if I'm dealing with life, who gives a shit? If I see something I want to get high or I need you got a sleeping pill and I need it, I'm gonna rinse that sucker off and I'm gonna take it.
Oh God. And these dude mouths, and the good Lord only know what the hell they do. And I'm not gonna put something in my mouth.
Wash the top layer off when it's dry, and then take your sleeping pill or whatever.
And then Carlos, he then went here. He got a wife and kid at home, and he didn't put something in his mouth that somebody else didn't have in their mouth. Nah, hell no.
See, now that's different because he has an end date. He's only doing 60 days or whatever. I'm talking about if you're doing life, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do because you ain't getting out. So if you die in jail, what difference do it make? Because you're going to die in there anyway.
Now, here's a question for you. Our young brother in there, does he have a learning disability?
I believe so, because he seemed like it.
Yeah, because he seems like very kid-like. And they said he was 18. I said 18?
Yeah.
And he's like very like kid-like, like don't know a lot of shit. I don't know if he's like developmentally delayed or just wasn't raised properly.
Well, you see when he had a clean shot at the bull and he couldn't even sock somebody on a sneak tip, right?
Right.
So yeah, but I don't like how the brother with the dreads, how he took the pills from Carlos. Carlos told him, I can get you some pills. He said, all right. Then he got them. Then he faked like he took them and then turned them in. That was some sucker shit. Y'all both know each other in the program. So why would you do that? You trying to like get him locked up.
Right. Yeah, that was stupid because he act like he couldn't sleep and he first of all, I wouldn't even have mentioned that to him anyway.
Exactly.
About how I couldn't sleep. I wouldn't have took no pills from him.
Exactly. That's like if I'm starving and I'm hungry and I go to somebody that got food and be like, yo, man, I'm hungry. It's a good chance he's gonna offer me some.
Right.
So if you know Carlos got the pills and you sitting there talking about how you can't sleep and you so tired, this and that, he gonna offer you the pills. But you know he's in the program with you, so just be like, no, keep it to yourself, like you said. And if you do mention it, take the pill and just shut the hell up.
Right. Like,
Don't try to. Now you trying to get him locked up and play him. Yeah, I got it from Carlos. I fake like I took him. All right, what point did you prove?
True. I guess maybe he probably sick and tired of him being a fucking the
peacekeeper, because Carlos do keep the peace.
Yeah, he do. And well, you see when he leave, our
Yup.
boy Thump
Yup.
going to attack that young man there.
Well, no, but the white boy took his shirt off and went after Thump, so they're gonna be rumbling. But I think Thump gonna get the best of him.
Right. Do you see how he uses the N-word and nobody says anything?
The white boy?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't notice.
Yeah. He was calling Thump that, calling him the N-word. And like nobody says anything. Like, hey, look, man, nah.
I don't know what kind of prison this is anyway, too, because like it's weird to me. In prisons, they got libraries, they have classes and shit, they have jobs. These people just sit around doing nothing all day.
Is it jail? Or it's a jail, right? It's jail. It's not prison.
That's just jail.
Yeah.
But when they have those big joints like that that's surrounded by gates and stuff that you drive out to, those are prisons. That's not.
Cause see, I take it that prison is what you talking about. Like they got the classes and the because you there for a while if you in prison. Jail to me is like a temporary thing. You ain't gonna be in jail for 15 years.
So temporary would be like the roundhouse or like somewhere like that, like a smaller local type joint. When you get drone away and you go to a place in the middle of nowhere, those are the prisons, and that's what this is. It's like in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know. Maybe it's this is Georgia, right? Yeah, Georgia. I'm thinking this is a Georgia thing. I don't know.
See, I'm thinking it's weird to me. Like they don't have nothing for these inmates to do. You don't see them going out to play basketball. Do they got a gym? Like nothing. They just sit around.
The gym is out the door. Remember when Carlos was sitting around and they
I do remember the other dude went to the gym but that was a different season. The athlete, the quarterback, I remember him going to the gym.
Yeah, it's a gym there, but they don't really show it. It's when Carlos was just sitting there, when they knew that he took something and he was like just like moping around. He was just sitting there where the gym part is. I don't know if it's a basketball court and everything in there, but I know it's like an open space where you can, exercise and all that shit.
Yeah, so I don't know if we got to look into it to see if this is prison or just some bullshit jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you see what else? Any other TV shows you seen?
What's the name? They do us dirty on that show, man. House of Dragons. Have you been watching it?
Yeah, I watched it. See, I like the one thing I like about it. I like the political shit that's going on there. How they trying to backbite each other and taking sides and all that shit. That's cool. But all this damn inbreeding and like you said,
that's what the Roy family's all about, inbreeding and shit.
Yeah, I know. And the inbreeding and like goddamn 2 of the black dudes is going. The only things left is the 2 black sisters.
Well, you gotta count 3 because his brother, they said he got fucked up in the war. They ain't really show him, but they kept saying he's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then the son supposedly faked his death and then rode off in the middle of the sunset, so we won't know what's up with him.
Yeah,
and
he might come back.
Yeah, there's a good chance he can come back. And then the other brother, which he is right, it should have been his land. He should have been. They should have crowned him, the king of that fucking land or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was funny when he was like, and these boys, it's like the unspoken truth. Everybody know, but don't nobody want to say it.
Yes.
And the boy like say it. I was mad when he got his head cut off. Those kids are bastards.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to put the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake was your daughter's a whore.
Right.
But I thought that was a real decent part. I was cracking up when he said it because he was all loud about it and hype.
He low key said something to her about that during the funeral when he had gave that speech. It was the daughter funeral, the one that burnt up, that burnt herself. He low key said something to her about that too. About about just her son's not the rightful don't have any rightful place. But like, what the hell? Like, come on now. These are black people and these are 2 white kids.
Right.
Nobody says anything.
And they supposed to have white hair, and these little white kids with black hair.
Right.
Total opposite.
Exactly. And nobody says anything like, hey, look, no, this ain't right.
Well, the king found out years ago and he didn't want to believe it. So they just let it ride. And now everybody's scared to say something about it. And you see what happens when you do say something.
Right. Now the queen, which the king's wife queen, the queen she said something to him about that too, and he shut that down also.
Now, and it's funny because like 3 episodes ago, you asked me if the king was dead, and I said yeah, and this mug all decrepit and beat up and still hanging around.
Yep, no eye and no hair on top of his head and all that shit. It has sores all over his
2
body.
fingers missing. He's just all fucked up.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, I'm tired of seeing him. Can he just die?
Yeah, but we got the now. Here's a question for you. Now you know the king's sons, right? The one that's sleeping around with the help.
Yeah.
Who's his wife?
I don't think they showed her.
Yes, they did when they had the dinner. When she had got up and was talking shit about him, that he was like a bad husband.
I don't remember them talking about her like that.
Yeah, that was her. She had got up and gave a speech.
You saying
who
she connected to?
Yeah, well, she has white hair also. I just want to know who kid that is.
Is she black?
No, she's white.
I don't remember seeing her then. I can't remember what she looked like.
Yeah, and how they was about the uncle and nephews was about to fight in the damn at the damn dinner. Yeah, that's the political stuff.
I feel like they rushing the show though. It's decent and I like it, but it feel rushed.
Why? How they aged everybody?
Right. Everybody aged except my man. He's still like exactly the same from day one. Everybody else got older.
Well, and the queen's father, he looked the same also. The queen's father, the king's wife. Yeah. He's the same too. He the one that he's the one that started everything.
Yep,
hey,
got
look,
all the wheels in motion.
Yep. Hey, look, you need to go on there and talk to him. Like, what you going to sit around and talk to? You didn't put your damn underage daughter with this old ass king. Hey, look, man, why don't you go on there and talk to him?
Well, remember the black guy with the white hair? His daughter was what, 12? And
and he pushed her.
Walking with a king that's about 50 years old.
Exactly.
And she told me, well, my parents said I don't have to lay with you until I'm 14. I said, man, this is crazy.
Exactly. And that's the shit they should be talking about instead of them getting up in arms about the black dude that's on the show.
They're not going to talk about that because that's what they like. Barely. Look at the channels. Barely legal. And I banged my wife, my mom, and all this type of crazy shit. I walked in on my sister. Like, damn.
Yeah, we talked about that last time we did this, about when Charleston White and Anton Davis was talking about how that was black culture, messing around with underage. Like, come on now. Don't even put that shit out there because it's not true.
Right.
That's not even true. Any other TV shows? Did you watch Jeffrey Dahmer yet?
Yes, I did watch that.
You watched it all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm on the episode where I think this was the second episode when the young boy, they came out there with no clothes on. The cop brought him right back in the damn house. It's just it's just a bunch of fuckery that was.
Well, go ahead and finish it and put it in your to-do list, and we'll talk about it when you finish the show.
Oh, okay. Well, one thing I got to say though before we go on is that goddamn apartment. See, I got him mixed up with Gary Hodnick. Remember Gary Hodnick here that was doing the same thing, cutting people up and eating them? Yeah, it was a dude that had a house here. I think it was like in the hood also, and he was cutting people.
White guy?
Up. Yeah, this is like back in the day, like in the 80s or something. Gary Hodnick. See, I thought that Jeffrey Dahmer lived in the house, but I'm like, apartment? He ain't living in no apartment. But I get those two mixed up because they basically did the same thing. But man, that apartment must have stunk from the bottom of the basement, all the way up to the top floor. This dude got bodies.
It did because people would smell it in the hall, down the hall, and stuff like that. And that's what I said. I said, if you live in there, you'd be like, you know what? Fuck that. We're gonna send some goons in there to fuck him up and see what's going on. He's a white guy in here and it stink real bad. We gonna get him out of here. You're gonna do what you got to do to get out of it. You're not gonna stay there in the hood, stinking up the place, and we don't know what's going on. And you keep talking about you let some meat expire. Bullshit.
Right.
You know what death smell like.
Right. But any other TV shows?
I can't think of nothing.
Oh, what about movies?
I did watch Thor finally.
What's your thoughts?
Oh my God, it was a bunch of bullshit. Bunch of bullshit. I don't even want to talk about it. That joke was trash.
Well, you gotta thank Chris Hemsworth because he's the one that wanted all that jokey stuff going on.
I know. I remember him talking about wanting to put all that bullshit in there.
Because the first Thor was totally different. The first and second one, if I'm not mistaken, was totally different from the other ones because he was serious in those two. And was it right or just the first one?
The first one he was serious. Second one was okay. But then he just started going left real fast.
Yeah, he wanted that stuff in there, all that joking and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, the story.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I seen Red Notice. Did you see that one?
What's that?
With the it's last year. I'm late in movies, ladies and gentlemen. With The Rock, Deadpool. What's his name?
Yeah, no, I didn't see that.
Okay. Watchable. It's like The Rock and Kevin Hart. Mark Wahlberg does this too. It seems like they make movies where as though they can get together with their friends and like, hey, look, we can get together. We could just make a movie together. That's just what it seems like. Where they just having fun and a whole bunch of stuff and getting paid for it to be around people. Mark Wahlberg is good for that. All of a sudden, you see them pop up. They in like 3 movies in 1 year and all that stuff. Straight to Netflix. So Netflix gave him a whole bunch of money just for him to hang around his friends or something like that. That's what it seems like. A lot of BS in the movie. It's a action adventure movie. They're trying to get a egg. They're trying to find a egg. It was 3 of them, and Deadpool was a master thief. So he would like steal stuff from like art museums and all that stuff. So they found this fabulous egg. There was 3 of them that he was trying to get. The last one was like in a bunker in like Brazil. I want to say it was in Brazil. It was some South American country. I forget which one. And it was like a Nazi inside a Nazi bunker. Now this bunker haven't been open in like 70 years. There's a damn car in there. The car runs perfectly. The car runs perfectly. The guns
ain't nobody messing with the car. It should run perfect.
In 70 years?
It don't matter. It don't matter if nothing, as long as ain't nothing deteriorate.
And you should see how clean it was.
Now, it should have dust on it and dirt, but if it didn't get wet, it wouldn't have rust. And if everything is still working, it should be working fine. It shouldn't, just because it sat there, it's not going to ruin the car.
So a gun gonna work?
Yes.
Nah, I don't believe that one. In 70 years, not moved.
Long as there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, if it got rust on it, you need to clean rust off a gun. As long as there's nothing wrong with it, it's still gonna work. That's just like these little fucking bullshit ass pop guns from back in the Civil War. If you go to a museum, you get one of those guns, it's still gonna work.
Well, yeah, that's the only movie I've seen recently. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to last time we did this. We gave a shout out to Hezekiah Grice and his podcast, The Unwrapped Mind. Well, he told me that his sister is a big fan of ours, so shout out to her. I don't know what she like. I said, what is it, the Eagle Talk or just us? She said she likes just us. So shout out to her. I don't know her name, but she get a shout out here. All right, y'all. Y'all can reach us on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok at pnljudgementals. Instagram at _judgementals, or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. Also, we have a YouTube. Search PNL Judgementals. Like our videos and subscribe to them, and we appreciate it. All right, Phil.
All right.
All right, y'all. Just by how your face look, you can check the status on my level, not my Facebook. Comments on my photos, that's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associated.